Hi everyone. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you how to use the area model to multiply two-digit numbers by two-digit numbers. Now, we have a multiplication problem here which says 65 times 43, or 65 multiplied by 43. What you need to do first is write these two numbers in expanded notation. One's going to go down vertically down here, the other one's going to come horizontally across here. So I've written 65 as 60 plus 5. And I've written 43 as 40 plus 3. Now what we need to do is we need to multiply these numbers individually. So I'm going to make a box here that has an area of 60 squares by 40 squares. You could do this in your grid book and you could actually go across 40 squares, down 60 squares, but that's going to take up a lot of your page. So I'm going to do a smaller version of that on here. So if I went this way and I said that this was 40 boxes wide, that line there, and we'll say this one is going to be a bit longer because it's 60 squares down. I could say that in this area here, I've done 60 rows of 40, which I could write as 60 multiplied by 40. Now, if I was to solve that really quickly in my head, guys, I could say that, well, I know 6 times 4 makes 24. And I'm multiplying two tens together, which is going to give me hundreds. So it actually looks like we've just multiplied 6 and 4 and then added those zeros on. But we've actually just multiplied 6 and 4, but they're tens, so that'll give us hundreds. For the next one, I can go across to the right. I've got 60 times 3. So I know that 60 is going to be this length down here, so I can continue that. But I'm only going to go 3 squares across. So maybe something like this. And in here, I've got 60 times 3. That's a little bit hard to read. 60 times 3, which I could write equals 180. Down to the bottom, we have got this number here, 40 multiplied by 5. So I could say that if we know that this length across here is 40, I can use that line. I'm going to go down 5, so a little bit more than 3. Like this. In here is, 40 times 5, which would make 200. And then in my last little section down here, I've got a nice little gap which will fit perfectly for 5 times 3, which equals 15. So what I need to do now is I need to add all of these numbers together to find out what that total area is. So I've got 2,400 squares in here. I've got 180 squares in here. I've got 200 squares in here. And I've got 15 squares there. All I need to do now is add all of those together to find how many squares there are. So again, in my ones column, I have got 5 squares. In my tens, I've got 8 tens and 1 more makes 9. In my hundreds, I've got 4 and 1 makes 5, 2 more makes 7. And then in my thousands column, there are 2,000 squares. So I could say that the answer for 65 times 43 is this number here, which is 2,795. And there you go.